On April 28, 2025, Lil Durk broke his silence from behind bars in an unexpected way, making a phone call to DJ Academics during a live stream. This rare moment gave fans an intimate glimpse into Durk's state of mind as he faces serious legal challenges. Despite his incarceration, Durk sounded optimistic, revealing that he's been keeping his mental and spiritual health intact. He told Academics, "I've been good, man. Mentally, spiritually, I've been on top of my A. I'll be back out there. You hear me?" This positive attitude, full of confidence and calm, seemed almost out of place given the gravity of the charges hanging over him. The call showed that Durk hasn't been wasting his time in jail. Rather than sinking into despair, he's been focusing on personal growth. For instance, Durk shared that he's been learning Arabic, using his time to study the language and improve his understanding. He also mentioned helping other inmates convert to Islam. "No, it's just a couple guys who speak Arabic fluently, so I'm just learning different words, tightening up my Arabic, getting my knowledge together," he explained. This shift towards spiritual development speaks volumes about Durk's resilience and how he's using this difficult chapter to better himself. The brief conversation wasn't just a chance for Durk to catch up with Academics. It was an important moment for his fans as well. The livestream flooded with messages of support, and hashtags like Mir Durk the Voice and Mir Free Durk quickly trended, signaling how deeply his supporters are rooting for his release. The response highlighted Durk's strong connection with his fan base, even while he's been away from the spotlight. During the call, Durk's tone was notably calm and collected. He spoke about his situation without desperation or bitterness, something that really stood out considering the serious charges he faces. This wasn't a man on the brink of giving up. He was focused, optimistic, and resolute, showing that adversity has only made him more determined to grow. This isn't the first time DJ Academics has been involved in Durk's story. When news of Durk's arrest broke in October 2024, Academics visibly broke down on a live stream after seeing Durk's mugshot, highlighting the emotional toll it's taken on those close to the rapper. And the public's reaction to Durk's case goes far beyond this one phone call. Since his arrest, there's been ongoing debate about the charges, the evidence, and even the use of his lyrics in the prosecution's case. Celebrities like Meek Mill have shown their support on social media, and fans have voiced their concerns about how the justice system is handling rappers, especially when it comes to their lyrics being used against them in court. The support for Durk is more than just emotional. It's become a rallying cry for a larger issue: the criminal justice system's treatment of Black artists. Many see Durk's case as part of a broader pattern, similar to the controversies surrounding Young Thug's Ryko case, which has sparked discussions about whether the justice system is unfairly targeting artists with gang affiliations. The Protect Black Art campaign, led by figures like Kevin Liles, argues that rap music is often criminalized in ways that other genres with similar violent imagery are not. The timing of Durk's phone call was also strategic, coming just weeks before his bond hearing in May 2025. By presenting himself as calm, reflective, and focused on self-improvement, Durk might have been trying to influence the court of public opinion ahead of his hearing. The message was clear: he's not the dangerous figure prosecutors have painted him to be. Instead, he's someone who has used his time in jail for personal growth, showing that he's ready to return to society with a new perspective. In the end, this phone call wasn't just about Durk checking in with his fans. It was a reminder of the broader issues at play, the public's unwavering support, and the ongoing battle for justice. As his legal journey continues, his fans remain steadfast, hoping for his release and a fair resolution to his case. Lil Durk's legal team is working to secure his release, offering a $3 million bail package that includes $1 million in cash, $900,000 in real estate, and 24/7 security. Despite previous bail denials, the upcoming hearing in May 2025 presents a crucial opportunity for Durk to gain pre-trial release. However, his case is far from straightforward. Prosecutors are tying the shooting incident to an alleged act of revenge for the 2020 murder of King Von, Durk's close friend and collaborator. This shooting is said to involve a violent conflict between Durk's affiliation with the Black Disciples and rival members of the Rolling 60s Crips, a situation that adds layers of tension and complexity to the legal battle. What makes the case even more striking is the stark contrast between Durk's public persona and the charges against him. Durk has long been an advocate for peace, particularly within Chicago's drill music scene, which is often associated with gang violence. In 2024, he took part in the dedication of a mural commemorating fallen artists, including King Von, as part of an initiative to reduce violence. Just days before his October 2024 arrest, Durk performed at a star-studded concert at the United Center, sending a message against gang conflict. This apparent dichotomy, Durk preaching peace while being accused of orchestrating violent acts, has left fans grappling with conflicting feelings. Some see his efforts to end violence as genuine, questioning whether someone truly dedicated to peace would engage in the retaliation he's accused of. Others are more skeptical, suggesting that his public stance might be a carefully crafted image that conceals a darker reality. Meanwhile, Durk's music career shows no signs of slowing down, even in the midst of legal battles. His album Deep Thoughts, released in March 2025, has remained a fixture on the Billboard charts, proving that his commercial success hasn't been undermined by his incarceration. This phenomenon isn't unique to Durk or hip-hop. In fact, there's a long history in music, where an artist's legal struggles can fuel their authenticity and relevance, particularly in the world of rap. The intersection of artistry, commercial, success, and criminal allegations raises important questions about the way society views and responds to these issues. Looking ahead, Durk's upcoming bond hearing in May 2025 could determine whether he is released before trial. However, the real turning point may come on October 14, 2025, when his trial begins. The case is set to be one of the most high-profile legal proceedings in recent hip-hop history, with a staggering 230 GB of digital evidence and thousands of pages of reports. But perhaps the most contentious aspect of the case lies in the use of Durk's lyrics as evidence. In the world of hip-hop, where creative expression often overlaps with real-life experiences, few legal battles have stirred as much debate as Durk's current prosecution. The focal point of the case is a song titled Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy, a collaboration with Babyface Ray released in December 2022. Federal prosecutors have honed in on certain lyrics from this track, arguing that they allude to the planning and aftermath of the 2022 shooting near Los Angeles' Beverly Center that resulted in the death of Sevilla Robinson, the cousin of rapper Quando Rondo. The charges against Durk include aggravated assault and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. The controversy centers on how these lyrics are being interpreted. Prosecutors claim that Durk's words describe not only the planning of the shooting, but also reference media coverage of the event afterward. According to court documents, they believe the lyrics link Durk directly to the crime, suggesting he had prior knowledge of the shooting and may have been involved in orchestrating it. In November 2024, federal authorities expanded the indictment, adding 2 felony counts based on the claim that Durk used his lyrics to commercialize the crime, effectively rapping about revenge and furthering the narrative of violence. This case raises critical questions about the boundaries of artistic expression. Are lyrics a reflection of an artist's personal experiences, or should they be treated as criminal evidence? Durk's legal team is pushing back against these charges, arguing that the lyrics are just a part of his art and storytelling, not a confession of criminal activity. But as the trial draws closer, it's clear that this battle isn't just about Durk's fate. It's about how society views the intersection of art, expression, and the law. Lil Durk's legal defense is pushing back hard against the prosecution's attempt to use his lyrics as key evidence in their case. This strategy isn't without precedent. Similar tactics were used in the high-profile RICO case against Young Thug, where 17 sets of lyrics were admitted as evidence. However, Durk's legal team, which includes top attorneys like Drew Findling and Marissa Goldberg, is fighting to ensure that artistic freedom doesn't become a casualty in this landmark legal battle. Jonathan Braymond and Christy O'Connor have mounted a robust challenge to this approach. Their argument centers on the timeline of the song in question. Durk's team points out that the controversial lyrics were recorded in January 2022, 7 months before the shooting in question occurred in August of that year. This makes it impossible for the lyrics to reference the shooting, as the event hadn't even happened when the song was made. To back up this claim, the defense has submitted affidavits from 2 music producers who confirmed that the song was recorded early in 2022 and that no edits were made afterward. This time gap is the cornerstone of their argument, that the prosecution is misinterpreting the lyrics, On April 21, 2025, Durk's team went even further, filing a motion to have the case dismissed altogether. They accused prosecutors of misconduct, claiming that false evidence was used to mislead the grand jury. The lyrics, they argue, have been unfairly portrayed as the key to the case when, in reality, the timeline completely contradicts their relevance to the shooting. Additionally, they argue that the prosecution's claim that the lyrics reference a specific news clip about the shooting is baseless, pointing out that any connections made between the song and the news report were fabricated by fan pages online, not by Durk himself. Beyond the released track, the prosecution also seized an unreleased song, "Screw His," from a co-conspirator's phone during a federal search warrant. Though this song was never officially released by Durk, it later surfaced on SoundCloud. The lyrics of the track, which mention riding through Beverly Hills with choppers and describe Durk as a bounty hunter, have been cited by the prosecution as additional evidence linking him to the shooting. The fact that investigators have gone to such lengths to find and use this unreleased material shows just how deeply they've dug for evidence to tie Durk to the alleged crime. This use of rap lyrics as evidence has sparked significant backlash from both legal experts and civil rights groups. Eric Nielsen, a professor at the University of Richmond and co-author of Rap on Trial, Race, Lyrics, and Guilt in America, has been particularly outspoken. He argued that prosecutors are stripping the artistic value from these lyrics and treating them as literal confessions, which undermines their status as art. Ed Yonka, spokesperson for the ACLU of Illinois, echoed this sentiment, stressing that criminal cases should be about actions, not artistic expression. The controversy has led to legislative action in some states, such as California and Louisiana, where laws have been passed to limit the use of song lyrics as evidence in state courts. Unfortunately, these protections don't apply in federal court, where Durk's case is being heard. Critics argue that this selective use of lyrics disproportionately targets Black artists and raises concerns that it could stifle creative expression. Industry figures, including those involved in the Protect Black Art campaign, have highlighted the dangers of treating rap music differently from other genres like rock or country, pointing out that this practice is often rooted in racial bias. The debate over rap lyrics being used as evidence in criminal cases isn't just a matter of legal procedure. It's a profound reflection of how the justice system treats creative expression, particularly in the context of hip-hop. While other music genres, films, and novels often portray violence without facing the same scrutiny, rap lyrics seem to attract unique attention. The question of whether violent lyrics are evidence of actual criminal activity or simply part of an artistic persona is one that's increasingly central to discussions on race, free speech, and the criminal justice system. This issue is far from new. In the high-profile case against Young Thug and the YSL crew, prosecutors also leaned on rap lyrics as evidence of criminal activity. However, the outcomes of that trial, particularly the acquittal of the final two defendants in early 2025, demonstrated the challenges in using creative content as a literal admission of guilt. In Durk's case, the timing of the lyrics in question is pivotal. If his defense team can conclusively prove that the lyrics were recorded months before the shooting, they allegedly referenced, it could dismantle the prosecution's narrative. The U.S.'s ability to precisely track when artistic work is created has become crucial in cases where the line between art and crime is blurred. The music industry is also grappling with the broader implications of these prosecutions. Advocacy. Groups like the Recording Academy have raised alarms about the potential chilling effect this could have on artistic freedom. If artists begin to fear that their lyrics could one day be used against them in court, it could fundamentally reshape how hip-hop, and other genres, are created and expressed, consumed. This concern is amplified when you compare how rap music is treated to the relative freedom enjoyed by other artistic forms. Movies and novels often contain violent imagery without their creators being suspected of actual criminal involvement. The discrepancy raises questions about whether cultural bias is influencing how the legal system interprets hip-hop. Despite his ongoing legal challenges, Durk's music continues to thrive. His album Deep Thoughts, released in March 2025, has been a commercial success, staying on the Billboard Top 100. This ongoing output demonstrates Durk's resilience and his commitment to his craft, even while facing charges that could alter his life forever. He has also kept his presence felt in collaborations, featuring on Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign's Vultures 2 album, showing that his creative output remains strong despite his confinement. However, Durk's case has reignited a long-standing debate in hip-hop about the commercialization of street life. Critics argue that the music industry profits from glorifying violence, while supporters contend that artists are merely reflecting the harsh realities of their environments. For many, Durk represents an authentic voice of the streets, especially given his roots in Chicago's dangerous Englewood neighborhood. His journey from the struggles of street life to Grammy-winning success is a narrative that resonates deeply within hip-hop culture. To fully understand how Durk arrived at this point, it's essential to revisit the events that led to his arrest. On October 24, 2024, the rap world was shaken when Lil Durk was arrested at Miami International Airport, just as he was allegedly attempting to leave the country. This dramatic moment was the culmination of a series of legal troubles that have put Durk's future and career under intense scrutiny. The case has become a flashpoint in the ongoing discussion about the intersection of art, crime, and justice, and it highlights the complicated relationship between hip-hop and the legal system. Adding to the turmoil, just before his arrest in October 2024, the estate and family of FBG Duck, the rapper Carlton Weekly, filed a lawsuit against Durk and his label. They claim that Durk and his team profited from Duck's murder in 2020, accusing them of negligence and misconduct. These civil suits further complicate Durk's legal situation, potentially damaging his finances and reputation regardless of the criminal outcome. Moreover, they extend the scope of Durk's alleged involvement in street violence, suggesting patterns that reach beyond the specific charges he faces in the federal case. The arrest has reignited conversations about Durk's past, particularly his ties to gang culture. Sources indicate that he joined the Black Disciples gang in 2009, at just 17 years old, a decision that shaped both his personal life and his music. This affiliation has remained a defining part of his story, even as his career progressed. Near December 2023, Durk made a public statement on social media declaring, "I'm not a gang member, I'm a Muslim," a possible effort to distance himself from his past or redefine his identity. This comment sparked debate, with some seeing it as a strategic move in response to the rising number of RICO cases against rappers, while others viewed it as a sign of personal growth. Lil Durk's case represents a pivotal moment in the ongoing debate surrounding the relationship between music, violence, and the law. The use of his lyrics as evidence, the weight of the criminal charges, and the civil lawsuits surrounding his name all create a scenario that could have profound consequences for hip-hop culture. If convicted, Durk could face a life sentence, which would not only bring his career to a premature end but also send shockwaves through the industry. For the broader hip-hop community, the resolution of this case could influence how future legal systems handle lyrics and creative expression. Will this be seen as a cautionary tale, or will it serve as a warning of overreach by the justice system? Durk's case challenges us to consider where the line is drawn between art and criminal behavior, and whether the legal system is treating artistic expression in rap music with unfair scrutiny. As this case progresses, it will undoubtedly continue to spark debates about the intersection of culture, crime, and legal accountability.